Welcome to Dr. Z Show. This show is about spirituality and films, and in every show we bring in guests to talk about their spiritual experiences. Today we have Truth Irwin in our show, and she is a transformational therapist, and we're going to talk to her about her spiritual journey. Welcome to the show, Truth.
Thank you.
So you were saying that when you were growing up, you were always wanting to inspire people.
Yeah.
So how did your spiritual journey start?
Yeah, well, I think I felt like I was born knowing. You know, I have a natural metaphysical mind. I'm now a metaphysical minister. And it's really my passion to help people grow and to heal, to know that spirit is a part of their life, you know, to help, again, heal mentally, emotionally, relationally, so that we can live our best lives and really heal this planet. So again, as a child, I somehow just felt naturally that I knew things about spirituality. I came from a church-going family. Jesus was one of my main teachers. I don't necessarily identify as a Christian now, but you know, I went to college as a religion philosophy major, so I've now studied Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, paganism, metaphysics. I have a bachelor's in metaphysics. So there's just so many different roads that I've taken. I'm a hypnotherapist and a breath worker. So I really am helping people learn to be themselves, you know, to heal, to live their best lives. So as a species, as humanity, you know, we can be healthier and happier.
So how did you come to San Francisco?
So I found that I had visited San Francisco and I felt like this was a comfortable place for me to live, you know, with my current identity. And so I finally made my way here in 1990. I got involved in a church that was going on back then called Radiant Light Ministry, and kind of found that the minister and the teacher there was what I had been looking for, what I wanted to do, be a teacher, a metaphysical minister, a coach, a facilitator. So I grew up in that church and became his protege, and am now carrying on the work that he was doing. And then I found Celebrate Life. That ministry ended, and I found Celebrate Life back in 2008 through a mutual friend from both of these communities. And Reverend Drew, who had founded this place, Celebrate Life Progressive Spiritualist Community. And I didn't even know what spiritualism was, really. But I started learning about mediumship, and I don't consider myself a medium, and I wasn't particularly interested in that, but the progressiveness of this spiritual center attracted me. And I started just speaking here and holding some of my classes here. But I've started to learn about spiritualism and have realized that I've been having spiritualist experiences since I was in high school.
So here in Celebrate Life, you would say that some of the things which you were wanting to learn, you learned them over here, and then you're just on a journey of exploring more and teaching along the way.
Yeah, and again, spiritualism is not, I'm not a medium. I don't plan to become a medium necessarily, although I certainly use a lot of intuitive work in my coaching. But one of the things I love about what the spiritualism that's taught here is that we're really taught that the experiences that we can have, and I have had many, like I said, seeing shadows, feeling things, smelling things. You know, one time I was driving and I was sleepy, and I literally felt something take my foot off the pedal, and if it hadn't, I would have ended up rear-ending a car in front of me. So I have had many experiences of connections with, you know, spirit guides or whatever it is over there, my many loved ones on the other side, that helped me in my life. And I am learning now that that is actually common. You know, that this is not some just woo-woo thing that happens to, you know, just some people, but that if people are open to a more direct experience with spiritual, you know, and energies or guides or people on the other side, that this can be a real gift and benefit in our life.
Yeah. So you were talking about two really particular experiences which you told me about, were the two shadows and then the bicyclist. Would you like to tell our audience about it?
Sure. Yeah, I think that one of the first spiritualist experiences I can remember is back when I was in high school, living in the house I grew up in. I can remember being in my room but looking out through the door into the living room and seeing what I now would say was a shadow. And part of my mind wants to say, did I just see that? You know, and didn't really think much of it. But as now my spiritualism has grown, I just and it doesn't feel scary to me. And I've had that, I've seen many shadows. Like I said, I've smelled things, I've had touch, oh yeah, and then when I first moved to San Francisco in 1990, I had actually gotten away from my spirituality for, about 4 or 5 years. I was coming out of a dysfunctional relationship, and I was walking up on a mountain nearby here where I was getting out in nature and walking and running and trying to get healthy. And I remember saying to Spirit, remind me that you're out there. And right after I said that, I was on this dirt road and I heard a sound like ch-ch, like as if somebody was running up behind me on their feet on the dirt road. And I felt an energy, like almost like a bicyclist was coming up behind me, and I turned around and there was nothing there. And it really just, I said, okay, thank you. It really reminded me. Yeah. And I've had many experiences. I've lost many friends, and my partner died in 2009. And now, I've had so many experiences. I have a light in my room that goes on by itself. I feel help, it's like if I leave my house and I forgot something important, something reminds me and tells me to turn around and go back. And I've just had so many different experiences that now it's like common. And not only that, but now I call on it. Now I've learned that I can actually call on it and utilize it. Why not?
So you were talking about your friend, your partner who passed away, and then the lights, and you felt the touch. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think, at least for me, having these connections, where you see things, or like I said, I smelled the scent of rose, and it was actually, I think I was here at Celebrate Life on a Sunday, and I smelled that scent of rose, that there was no way that it could have been here. But when my partner died, we had a very strong connection. Really, we have an eternal relationship. The basis of our relationship was spirituality. And I was thinking it was the summer after she died. I was at the family vacation in a cabin in Vermont, and I was in the bathroom, and I felt something touch my leg. And there was nothing there that could have touched my leg. So, it felt a little bit like another layer of connection to actually be touched, but it didn't feel scary. Even the night that she died, I spent the night, and we were separating, but not because we didn't love each other, but just because our lives were taking different turns. She was not a very well woman. And so the day or the night after she died, and I went back to that apartment that she had, in the bed that she died, and I spent the night there. I went in and I kind of vibed, does this feel creepy, But I spent the night there, and it was very powerful for me to be there. And so I trust myself, and I think that's a skill and something to be developed, whether we feel comfortable in certain places. Because some of this can be intense, for some people. I've had, nothing too scary, no experiences, and I don't think they really are scary, but that's for each person, to decide for themselves. So I felt comfortable.
Yeah, like when we are in the beginning, when we are not aware, these things can be little scary or creepy, but the more you start your brain and your body to accept it, then they are like normal experiences. Like every day I have experiences of spirit. So so it's all about learning, basically.
Yeah. And as we were saying, that now I find that I can call on it and use it like a gift, and I'm very grateful for that. And that's a lot of what I've learned here from the mediums that are real, the people that are here that are mediums and really study this, just really teaching us that these are gifts, these are, benefits, and we can call on it and utilize it.
Thank you so much for watching our show. And in every show, we give one spiritual affirmation to our audience. So today's spiritual affirmation is, if you would like to get a reading, you can write me at drzshow@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Truth, for coming to our show. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.